I'm sure you guys have heard about this one. Mm-hmm. I sure have myself. Ashton Lambie. Been on the show. He's been here. Ding. Set a world record. Yeah, exactly. I think that was number 4. That's number 4. Set a world record of 359.93 in the 4K individual pursuit. Then became world champion in the discipline the next year. Announced he's switching gears to focus off-road racing this year. This is not my prepared copy because I want to mention some things that I think are slightly flawed with this copy. 31-year-old is teaming up, 31, keeping in mind there, with Jukebox Cycling, where he'll join Adam Roberge, Dylan Johnson, and Alexei Vermeulen at off-road events throughout the country. Now, when it says off-road, I do want to mention that we all know that Ashton is not a newbie to off-road. I mean, for Christ's sake, his first experience on a track was a grass track.
Grass grits.
Yeah. And then his experience in the gravel world is extensive. He's been multiple-time winner of the Unbound 100-mile distance, and the guy knows his shit. I mean, so I just want to clarify some of the stuff here, especially when they say Jukebox Cycling without including Phil Gaiman. Gaiman. I know the author is Gaiman and the cyclist is Gaiman, so I got to work on that. But for those of us who tend to look to the road as the primary stepping stone for cycling glory, you're thinking about a guy who's the world champion, world record holder, super fast. It just sounds like a perfect fall into a Chris Boardman, Sir Bradley Wiggins type of a cycling career. And what are your thoughts on the fastest man in the world heading to gravel?
Well,
everybody immediately goes whoop right to Jackson.
Yeah. If you really think about it, is he the world champion in one of the races? Like, I don't know many of the names, like the Madison. That's one where
no, he's just pursuit.
Yeah. Exactly. And I think there's a reason why you switched from that to gravel, especially being American and especially not having a team behind you that is a world tour team. I think that look at the distances of all of these races and look at how, like, in reality, a lot of them aren't like insanely like climbing heavy. BWR could be like kind of one of the exceptions here because, like, if you really think about it, they're long, not very hilly. It kind of seems like a perfect come together for him, and especially because he has been racing gravel for so long. I think it works out, and this Jukebox team seems to be really trying to pull together a lot of bigger names in the gravel world.
They are thinking outside the box in a lot of ways, and I don't mean that as a pun on the name of the.
So, but if you look at track, there's definitely two different. I don't know, with disciplines within track is you really have sprinters and pursuiters and points racers. I mean, you really have a potential road race side of the track and a literally don't ride more than 25 miles a week side of the track, and you never leave the track. I mean, just compare Nelson Bales to like Steve Haig.
Oh my God, you're
back.
old.
I know.
Yeah.
But I mean, look at Bradley Wiggins. It's not like he was Bradley wasn't doing, match sprint. I would not come up with a single name of a match sprint rider in the world currently. But if you're looking at pursuit and you're looking at Madison would be very much like, points racing.
Yeah.
Where it's just, it goes on for 45 minutes or an hour, and it's so. It's not that strange a crossover for, Mark Cavendish.
I think USA Cycling hasn't done him any service. They've
not a bit.
Yeah. So
but fans are open to design the newest kit for USA Cycling.
Yeah, that went over.
Great
really
idea,
well.
like a fart in church that went over. Yeah, but anyway, Paul, sorry.
But also for him, I do believe that individual pursuit is not an Olympic sport.
No.
Therefore,
4x.
Yeah,
What's
it's
the
4x do it, and so they're even talking about eliminating track cycling from the Olympics because very few
No
countries
shit?
have. Yeah, because it's all about population. So that very few countries actually have tracks. If you think of it, you got Western Europe, England, and just hardly any in the U.S.
South America, it's got quite a few, don't they?
But outside
Canada,
of Australia, name of all the track winners. I mean, they've been England and
I
you
know,
know,
I
it's
know,
like
right.
Germany and
Smart ass fucker.
yeah. So you know, the thing is there's not much to go on in track, and if he's going to try and make a living at
Mexico
this,
City?
you know, the thing is he signed with a good team because he's going to be the jukebox hero.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
With
Do you
time
have
on
that?
his
Stars in his eyes.
Yeah.
Do you have a button for that?
That's pretty much. That's just
we
pretty much
can't
sticking
say
with
too
the
much
plot.
more of the lyrics.
Yeah,
or
because
YouTube
we'll get nailed by
yeah.
YouTube. They'll
Yeah.
pull us down. Yeah. And welcome back to everybody. By the way, it looked like our feed dropped for a few seconds there, but you know what? I'm going to provide my input on Ashton Lambie, why he's not going to the European continent, and none of you said it. He has a wife and a life in this country. He likes his life. He likes his farm. He likes cutting wood. He likes doing the stuff he does. He likes being near his parents. And he wants to race for 9 weekends a year and get paid a comfortable living for it and call it good. That's why he's doing it.
That. And his wax for his mustache.
Yeah.
Dapper Dan, you can only get in the U.S.
You can
He
only
has to
get in
go
the
with
States.
Flop
Yeah.
over there. Flop. He's a Dapper Dan man.
Dapper Dan, man. I love that movie, by the way. That's a great movie.
It's a movie.
Yeah. Work on that one, Jack.
Yeah.
God, you've
Yeah,
been staring at your papers
brothers.
the entire time. You know we're
Man.
on camera, right? You've been just
Yeah.
like,
God, I should have got here about 15 minutes early.
what are we looking at? Oh, let's look to the immediate future, shall we? In case you guys didn't know, the Flanders fields are alive with the sound of bike racing.
Okay, start looking at my papers now.
No. After a spicy Gent-Wevelgem to tomorrow's Dwarsdorf Flandern. If you are listening to this, if you're listening to us live, welcome back. But if you are listening to this, and as a lot of other people do, you hopefully already know the results of Dwarsdorf Flandern. If not, listen to us
tomorrow.
first and then pay attention to it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you're listening to
I
us
see.
like normal people do.
Like I do, when I'm not here.
And this weekend's little jaunt, the Tour of Flanders, Ronde van Vlaanderen. So things are fully in full Paul Main mode. I'm going to call it that
Yeah,
because it is just,
without a doubt.
this is definitely your spicy time of year. So let's get up to speed. Let's start with the guy who's so Belgian he names his dog after the race. Paul's input on all things Flanders. So let's start broad, Paul. Talk to me about the area that these races are held. I mean, from your experience, the Flanders fields. I remember talking to you.
That's Ghent.
Okay.
Ghent-Wevelgem.
Okay. So tell
this
me about
one is more. It's still.
Yeah. No.
city,
Like,
town?
what's the range of all these races within each
So
other?
now and Dwars, it used to be. Well, it started in 1945.
Okay.
And it's kind of a miniature version of, it was a warm-up race for Flanders, and it used to come about 4 days after Milan-San Remo. They've now, I think, shifted in. I think I wrote it down, 2017. No. Yeah, 2017, they moved it. It's a world tour, part of the world tour.
Okay,
It was kind of like a small classic or semi-classic and stuff. So, and then they moved it in 2018 for the Wednesday before Flanders. So that's just a recent move to its
Which
current
just
location.
sounds like a kiss of death.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of guys go in there training. This is how I've done it in the last few years. When I look for my picks of Flanders, unfortunately, we're doing it a day before Dwars one.
Yeah.
So anyway, is that you can see the top 10. You can see who's riding well, because some people aren't going to burn every match for that.
Right.
Absolutely.
So anyway, let's see here. And I had something, the women's, when was the women's started? I wrote it down, but I lost it in here. But the women's do it. All Dutch. They've been all Dutch
What?
except one, and she's from Finland.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then Amy Peters won it 3 times. Ellen Van Dyke 2 times. And the men, the big thing was you had Walter Godefroot, Johan Museo, and also
The Lion.
Nick Noyens.
Yeah.
And Nick Noyens, I think those are
This is just Dwar's door.
Dwar's door. These are the only three. Walter Godefroot, Johann Museo, and Nick Noyes are the only three in the history since 1945 that have won Dwar's the same year they won Flanders. So
something to think about, gentlemen, while you're
exactly.
staring at your pieces of paper.
So that's why it's a lot easier to pick our Flanders pick after this.
Sure.
But yeah, so pretty much the same climbs. They have, they try and do. It's a miniature version, not as long and stuff.
So let me ask you what your personal opinion. I consider you our in-house expert on these things.
Because I'm the only one that's been to Belgium. Did I tell you guys that I went?
What? Yeah. So of between the two, let's start with Dwar's. What type of a rider would you predict to be somebody who would really shine at this event? Or do you predict that a lot of the big guys are going to be kind of holding the cards close to the chest on this side?
I think they're going to be putting,
if they're there at all.
They are.
Yeah.
And a lot of them will be doing both. I think Wout is probably one of the ones that is not doing it. That's in the, the list of potential winners. One of the few. I'm sure there's a few. Sagan's not going to be there. I'm sorry.
There all weekend.
I had to bring that up. Yeah. But I think it's a good warm up. It's kind of like doing a recon on the course and seeing who's going well. And I don't think no one's going to really burn a match to do that. But apparently 3 guys have and won. Godefroot, Museo, and
3 guys since
the
beginning of time.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I think a lot of guys, if you look at the top 10 to the history, you can see they do quite well. So it's the same Flandrian type of rider.
Sure. How you've been to Flanders, you haven't obviously seen Dwar's, but we're assuming on very similar roads within a very similar range. How user friendly are these races to attend for a spectator?
Unbelievable. Very inviting.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
And you can see them at multiple places, multiple sections, multiple times, depending on how you plan your day out.
Yeah, and there's I left you guys a message on E3 at the E3 race. There's a guy who's Luc, L-U-C, and it's Wante Gabert sign is notorious. There's if you look online, I think it was In Cycling, all one word. Did a small documentary about this guy.
I've seen it, where he had the sign on 2 sticks.
And it started off because he's from Gerardsbergen, where the Muir is, and his now ex-wife, but wife at the time, had a flower shop, and he set up the sign, and it's been going on since that time.
Yeah.
They've divorced, and now it's just Luc, and then now it's Intermarché Montegoubert. And he runs a scooter. I think he motor paces with the guys a little bit.
Really?
He's kind of like a mascot a little bit. He hangs out with them. And he runs around with the sign, and he knows all the shortcuts through Flanders.
Wow.
And hits all the, So that's something to look forward to. If you just watch, you're just going to see this guy with two wooden dowels, and it says Luc Montegoubert.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, you got to love it.
Gentlemen, I'm going to throw this one out to the entire panel. If you had a dream scenario, and this isn't the person you're necessarily picking, a dream scenario, somebody just, oh my God, my life is complete, a Peter Sagan type of a thing, Jackson, if you will. If you had one rider who could roll across the the finish line first on Flanders, I'm not talking Dwar's, at Flanders, who would that rider be? Of the people probably listed to start.
Yeah. I think it would be really cool to see Tadej Pogačar do it, especially with his impending.
You really?
I think it would
You're
be.
going straight for the jugular.
I don't think so, though. I think that was something that I think would be cool, but I think what would probably make it really cool for me was if Tom Pidcock could win.
Yeah.
Especially being so young and having the cross season that he did, and then having the beginning of the road season. I think it would be really cool to see such a young winner take his first monument of what might be more to come.
Sure. Yeah. Sure. Jack? You got anybody, or have you been working too hard?
No,
I keep waiting for the smoke to come out of your fucking ears, man. You've been staring at those papers so
I know,
long.
right?
It's just like the truth's
The
going to come
paper's
out of
gonna
it.
catch fire.
Yeah. You're like Will Smith staring at a Scientology book. He's not a Scientologist anymore. I can't say that joke.
He was.
He was.
Yeah. You know, a race like that. I don't know that I've ever seen like a map. I type across the finish line at Roubaix with 2 to 3 guys, like they did earlier
that
this year.
Dominating
So
nature,
like
yeah,
something like that. And I don't know that it'd have to be Jumbo, but like, oh boy, there's not many other teams that could do that. So something like that, where there's like 2 guys that are so dominant, but on the same team. I think that'd be kind of interesting.
Well, that's what you'd like to see.
Yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily want to pick a rider or a Pogacar or somebody like that. That was a really weird way to say that.
That's it. You know, I can't say anything.
I know,
because
right?
I destroyed his name for.
But
I don't think any of
at
you
least a year.
A Wout and a teammate or something. But I mean, I said that a couple races ago that I would like to see that, and they've done it a few times this year. But on that particular course, it would be amazing to see. So instead of a fight,
you guys could answer. You guys could answer mine.
Stefan Mark.
Yeah,
Is
exactly.
it? You just want
absolutely.
to see that happen. Yeah.
But I know his dream is more so that it would be Paris-Roubaix. So if I take that in consideration, if you had to pick between the two, I'd probably go with Greg Van Avermaet because that is his neighborhood and he's always dreamt it. So it'd be nice. I would be very happy.
He has not been. He's
never won.
He's
He's second a couple of times, and he's always been there.
Yeah.
He was who I was going to pick,
Yeah.
but I went with John Degenkolb just because I've been kind of following John Degenkolb on social media, and I'd love to see him get one more, but just a big one.
Yeah,
You know, I think that'd be a cool one to rein in and take home. So we're now at the point, I guess, where we pick. We've got 2 races. We've got the men and the women we need to pick. We don't have to go in any particular order. We don't have to go. We should do. I definitely do Dwars-Vlaanderen first, and we have the men and the women. I'm sure all of you have had enough time, including Jack.
History behind Flanders.
Yeah. Well, do you have more?
Yes.
Oh,
That was
please,
just Dwars.
yeah. Oh.
Here we go. So it started in 2013, right? And in German they would say Paul. I don't know how they say Paul in Dutch. Probably pretty close to that.
Okay.
Paul. We would say demon.
Okay.
But the women started in 2004, which as an American, we've only had one American ever win Flanders, and that was in the women's and men's, but there was a woman that won.
A female winner?
At the time, her name was Cor Rivera.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. She won it in 2017.
Holy shit!
So
I didn't
yeah,
know
I
that.
watched that one. She
Wow.
was like total. So that's something to keep in the back of your mind.
Yeah. Don't throw
Especially
that away.
because she switched her teams too. So the Muir, which you can, for me,
Beautiful.
the Capel Muir. If you guys haven't seen it yet, How to Win Flanders with Daniel Lloyd on GCN+.
I just saw that on GCN, and I was going to watch it.
It's awesome.
I have to break in and say that my wife now is at the point where she gets tired at night, and she looks at me. She says,
GCN.
"No," she says, "watch your YouTube. Watch. I like watching the YouTube that you've been watching, and this is because of Jackson. I owe you so much, my man. Because it's now I'm like watching bikepacking videos, or I'm watching
It'll
last
put her
night.
to sleep.
Yeah.
No, she says it's relaxing, and I'm curious about it. Like we were watching Lachlan Morton, and we watched some stuff on Leadville last night, and it was oh my god. She's just like, watch your stuff. And I'm go, so now I'm gonna watch this tonight. Now that you
that's a good one.
recommended this,
Yeah, Daniel Lloyd is very passionate about it. He did a good job, obviously. So Flanders, no one's won more than 3 times, and Mangui from Italy, who did it in, I think, 50, 51, 52, 3 in a row, and he wasn't invited back. The Belgians used to just rule it. And anyway, Bonin, Tom Bonin, Museo, and Cancellara are the only ones that won it 3 times. 2 times Merckx, Edwig van Hooydonk, which was my Sepp van Marken before. Sepp van Marken. Peter Gum, and then
Peter Van Petegem.
and then
liked him.
De Valde, Stein de Valde. So those are the ones that have won 2 times. And the women, you wouldn't believe this, Van Vleuten has won it twice. Yes, yeah.
Oh, I got to change my
And then
picks.
No, you've been staring at those papers too long.
I'm going to try and pronounce it. It's German. It's Ernat, Arndt. She's won it twice too.
Arndt. Yeah.
Arndt. Yeah, it would be Arndt.
Yeah.
It's such a sexy name.
If you just say any German name really angrily,
Yeah.
you're good.
No. Now you're.
No, that's the
you're-
dialect. It just sounds pissed off.
The Dutch have 8 wins. The Germans have 3. In
Okay.
the countries. So, Cor Rivera was the key to that one.
The American.
Yep.
So
What's
we're going.
What's her new name?
I don't know. She got married. This sounds bad. I can't remember.
Lebecky.
Yeah. Thank you.
Becky.
Thank you.
Jackson's on that shit.
wow.
Oh, it's right.
Yeah. Well, we could all look it up.
Yeah. All right.
yeah.
So does anybody want to jump into this potential, hot
gonna
ring of
pick her?
fire?
Start with Doors.
Dwyer Stewart, Vlandren. Do
Yeah.
we want to start with the men or the women? Should we be chivalrous and start with the women?
Yeah.
Okay, let's start with the women.
I'll go first.
Okay,
Okay.
There we go.
Van
Jack's
Vleuten,
going first. Sweet.
Yeah.
Go.
Brandt, Van Vleuten, and Borghini. I'll go Borghini.
Brandt, Van Vleuten, and Borghini.
Wow, so I won't pick either.
I won't
We have
either.
the exact same one.
So do I.
Wow.
Well, where's SD Works?
I couldn't find
I
him.
didn't
couldn't-
see him on
they
this
didn't
list,
show.
and it's
So
killing me.
I'm putting Kopecky.
Okay, Kopecki's
I
a
have
good choice.
Van Dyke, Ellen Van Dyke,
Okay.
and then Van Vleuten.
So
I have Brandt, Borghini, and Van Vleuten also. So, in other words,
The three of us
cancel
doesn't
each other
count.
out.
Yeah.
Well,
I have 2.
Yeah, Paul's.
Yeah.
Yeah, Paul's
So-
the only one who can. Yeah, unless we.
so no
we-
SD Works.
You know what's
are
going to
they not-
happen is Paul's going to have his usual curse,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
he's
yeah.
going to be in
And
the
we're all
jersey
gonna
of
win.
shame next week.
Yeah, yeah.
Is Van Dyke the world champion? Is that who?
Yep.
won, who just
She's
won?
the European
And then-
champion.
European champion.
Help me
You're
out.
right, because
Who-
the winner is Basamo.
What? Help me out with the name of the woman that won Roubaix last year from Trek Segafredo.
Lizzie Dignan.
Yes.
Yeah. What? So I couldn't. Find
She's
her.
Pregnant again.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
looking for her. I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
that
sorry.
would have been
That's
a brilliant
good
choice.
thing.
Yeah.
Absolutely would have been a brilliant
I mean,
choice.
I
Yeah,
just-
would have been a
And she has
fucking
won it.
crush.
I
good
was
choice.
just I couldn't find her. I'm like, who's she
In the
ride
World
for now?
Championships.
Yeah.
Jersey.
Who's she
Yeah. Yeah.
ride for
Trek.
now?
She rides for Trek.
But
Yeah.
I just couldn't find her.
Yeah.
So okay.
her Paris Roubaix. Holy
It was
shit! What a
it was
race.
amazing.
Crazy, yeah.
That was probably
We're not
And she
picking.
won Ghent, too.
Jeez.
Yeah.
She, the very inaugural Ghent Velligum women's, she won that, and she did Peru.
And we're not picking Paris Roubaix. We
Right.
noticed because Paris Roubaix is 2 weeks
Because?
away.
Why did
Because
they move
something
it?
was going on in Paris, in France.
French elections.
Fuck it.
Yeah, are a week from Sunday. so-
Macron will not let it
sense.
happen. No, you must
All
wait. So for the guys, does anybody want to jump into this first? Guys for the Dwars de Vlandren.
Sure. I took, like I did E3 last week, I took this one with kind of the other names because I feel
Put
like
your names on your pages, by the way. I'm going to keep these.
I felt like they're not all going to burn their matches like we were saying earlier.
Yeah.
So I went with Mads Pedersen, Mathieu van der Poel, and Alberto Bettiol.
Ooh.
Wow.
Because I don't think Alberto Bettiol will win Tour Flanders, so I think that he will especially go for this one.
I will go second because I too picked Mads Pedersen. I picked Greg Van Avermaet, and I picked Dylan Groenewegen. Because I think Groenewegen is hungry for something big. And Greg Van Avermaet, I would like to see win something great, but I don't think it's going to be the Ronde.
Yep.
Jack, Paul?
You ready, Jack, or are you still looking?
I am
Okay.
ready.
All right.
So we are on Dwars, right?
Dwars.
Yeah. So I got Moscone,
Oh.
Degenkolb, and Van der Poel.
Jack's been... It just sounds like you're throwing, pasta
Shit
against a
at the
wall
wall.
and seeing
Gum.
what sticks.
Yeah.
And you always win at this
Yeah.
shit. So you've been really good at this
Yeah.
year. Paul?
I'm going with Anthony Torgier.
Torgi.
Torgier.
Yeah.
Van der Poel.
Matthew.
And Greg Van Avermaet's teammate, Oliver Nason.
Oh.
I like
So
that.
why do we all pick Vanderpool on a Dwarves?
I didn't pick
Flanders?
Vanderpool.
Well,
I did not.
But
pick
I'm
Vanderpool.
just throwing that out.
That's
Three
an
of,
interesting
of the
choice.
4.
Because in my opinion, he's not going to turn off the gas because he races.
just go.
Yeah, he
go,
always
go.
goes.
Okay, I
That's how he is,
My
yeah.
fingers are cold.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go.
Yeah, I don't pick him for Flanders, and that's why I was wondering.
Well,
like,
we're not there
are we
yet.
not?
We're now at Flanders.
I know. I'm
Yeah,
just
Doing women first?
There's
Yeah.
an observation.
And I think Mathieu Van Der Poel, first of all, yes, he never stops.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I think it'll be a good telling of what's to come as well with him.
True.
Yeah.
True.
Okay.
Women Tour of Flanders. I'll go first. Elisa Longoborghini, Elsa Balsamo.
Really? Wait. Really? Have you picked her before?
Yeah, I'm gonna pick her forever.
Okay.
Like every
And Lotte Kopecky.
in what order?
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. Balsamo, Longoborghini, and Kopecky. Those are
Well,
my picks.
I will follow you up because I have two of the same. I have Elisa Balsamo and Lotte Kopecky, and then I think, for some reason, I have a feeling in my stomach that this will be. She will no longer be the bridesmaid, but in this she will be the bride, and I think Kasia Niwi-Adoma will actually win this
I
week.
almost picked her, but I can't pronounce her last name very well, so I
Oh.
didn't want to look stupid. And
Fair
here I am
enough.
calling myself out as stupid.
It's a tough name, especially knowing that she doesn't go by her very difficult first name,
Yes. Yeah. Cassie.
Kasia.
Katarzynia. Katarzynia. See, I could say that better. Fuck. Jack or Paul?
I
women.
wasn't creative. I have the exact same for Doors. So I have
No.
Van Vleuten, Van Dijk, and Kopecky.
But that's-
because Kopecky is, again, Belgian national champion.
And we have SD
And
Works
what
on
did we
this one. We have SD Works
Yeah,
on this
yeah.
list. For some reason, our friends at Pro Cycling Stats
Wouldn't it be
didn't have
funny if
SD
that
Works on
team
the other
didn't do that? But I think that's strange.
Yeah, they pull a full
Yeah.
Arkea Samsic at the Giro or something like that.
Also to watch should be, if Jack doesn't pick her, I don't think he does, Demi Vollering as well for SD Works.
He just
Oh,
wrote
yeah.
it down.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Ding ding.
No.
Yeah. Jack, who you got?
I have Voss, Balsamo, like everybody else
Voss.
has.
None of us picked Voss.
He did.
And Van Vleuten.
Until then.
Yeah.
Those are good choices. The guys, the dudes, Ronde van Vlaanderen. I will go first. Mathieu Van Der Poel, I think he's going to do it there. Wout van Aert, because I'm one of those guys
jump
who's
on
going to
the
be
bandwagon
firing
of-
on
yeah.
all cylinders.
Yeah.
And then I'm going with Jasper Stuyven. I think Stuyven's I think he was upset with himself at Gent-Wevelgem, and I think he's going to play his cards a lot better on Ronde. There we go.
I was this close from Jasper Stuyven. However, I went with Wout van Aert. I went with Mathieu Van Der Poel. And I know I said I think it would be cool if he won, but I think he will, and I think Tadej Pogačar. I think those will be the...
yeah.
I think this is how it's going to end. I think it will be those three at the finish, and they will all sprint, and Mathieu Van Der Poel will win.
Wow.
That's a good choice. Those are
Van Der
good
Poel,
picks.
Wout, and who?
And Tadej Pogačar.
Tadej.
Oh, Jesus
Ta-da!
Wow.
Well, what do you got? What you got?
I got Wout, Van Der Poel, and Greg Avermaet, but I think I'm gonna pick him as a solo winner. Van Avermaet.
Van Avermaet.
Yep.
So the only difference between us is Van Avermaet so
Yeah.
far, because Jackson, you picked
Tadej
and
Pogačar.
Tadej.
I got the
He
other-
didn't pick
yeah.
Tadej. Yeah. Paul, this is your race. This is
I know,
your
and
holy
I've never
fucking
picked
grail,
them all.
man.
I never get it right. So the given.
You are standing at the gates right now. So it's going, St. Peter is standing there in front of you.
No,
And
Saint
he's
Bernardi.
No.
Saint Bernard-
No. St. Peter's. Most people don't realize
This is big
it's
time.
the Kapelle Muur in Gerasbergen.
This is the far
is
better
it.
music than
I've got
here.
goosebumps because I love this race.
Yeah.
Anyway, believe it or not, I picked Sepp Van Marke. It's
Hard to believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is
I went
emotional.
with two Danes.
Yeah?
With Askren, which is stupid because I know that he's not on here, but they don't have Tim de Klerk. to
He
control things.
sabotages himself.
Yeah, I do. And then Mats Pedersen, because he's so close so many times. And when I was there in 2018, he got second place.
Wait.
Yeah,
You were in
I was in Belgium. Yeah. Did I not tell you guys?
No, never.
wow.
I never knew.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mickey Tepster
What's it like?
spoiled it all.
What's it like?
It is.
Is it a good drunk? Is it a
Well,
good
it
drunk?
can be.
Potential.
Dismount Dave and I made it a good drunk.
Yeah.
That was for sure after that.
yeah.
I've got some footage of he and I
Hey
going to
kids,
that.
hey
Oh,
kids,
wow.
don't do
Don't
this.
listen.
Don't
Don't
resort to
do
this.
what
But
Paul
there's
does.
more to it. You when you go there and if you watch, you get a sense of how serious cycling is to the Belgians. If you watch that How to Win in Flanders by Daniel Lloyd and GCN Plus.
Okay,
It is
I'm gonna watch
awesome.
that tonight.
Yep.
So
Good.
my bride will fall asleep.
Homework. And we could do a review.
We could. We haven't done a movie
No.
review in a while. We should do
Jeez.
that. We should do that. All right, there we go. There are our picks, you guys. Let's jump to the topic for tonight. I'm talking tactics, everybody. And Jack, you can do one. You can do this one. You can do tactics.
I can do tactics.
You know races. You know how to race your bike. And these are all fairly road oriented. No, they're all road oriented because I just know the majority of the people that are around this console right now, and the majority of the people who are listening to this show. I pay attention to demographics. With racing season upon us and the long gap that has taken place between races, we might all be a little rusty. So here we're going to offer some of our completely biased and perhaps even uneducated thoughts on certain tactical situations, and you can decide who has their racing shit together. All right, so I'm going to provide you guys with a scenario, and this is going to be interesting because we've got seasoned veterans who have been at it for far too fucking long, but know their weaknesses, and our perchance our chess game might have to play better than our sheer force and brute strength game. And we've got, no offense to Jackson, you know I always kind of call you because you're new at this, you're newer at this, even though you've been doing it for probably fucking 10 years. But anyway, you know, and how your tactics, how you would perceive your tactics changing as the race progressed. So these are pretty generic scenarios.
Got a question. Is
Yeah.
this from our perspective? If
Yes.
we're riding,
How
and this
you
is our
would,
position.
how you would take this
All
on,
right.
how you would take on this
as
scenario.
me as a rider, knowing my strengths.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Gotcha.
I'm not going to get too specific in some of them, but so for example, our first one is you are outnumbered. Probably, let's say you're in a breakaway, 5 guys. You're outnumbered 4-1. Not one team. Let's say 2 teammates and 2 individuals. 3 individuals from different teams. You're one of them, and 2 teammates. How do you deal with that situation? In a break, single day race. This is not a stage race. This is a single race. Everything's on the line. Does anybody want to go first? You're in a break. How do you handle yourself with teammates? No, I'm going to go 3 teammates, 2 individuals. So 3 guys on one team, 2 you and some other schmuck.
Well, now
stuck
I
in
think
this
the
break.
obvious is talking to the other schmuck. I mean, because
Yes, it
you know,
is.
I mean, if there's 3, both myself and the other schmuck
Yeah.
are going to realize the outnumbered situation that we're in. So you're just gonna basically create a second team.
Okay.
Yeah,
Paul?
without a doubt. I agree 100%. That's what you have to do. If you can get that alliance and you can, you work with the guy, suggest something. If he's not pulling through or doing what you suggested, he's not really 100% behind your deal. So you have to put a kind of a test like, hey, let's do this and this. And if he sees his heart's not in, or maybe not in good shape to do any tactics, then, yeah, that's how you have to do that.
Jackson?
Yeah, I'd probably try and work with the other person, but I think it would also be important to make the team do most of the work, because really
That's a good tactic.
really it's theirs to lose at that point. So why would I be working for the team for them to win? They've got a lead out if it's a sprint already. So let's make them burn their matches, and then if not, they can lose the breakaway.
And I assume it'd be like depending upon how many miles are left in the race. Exactly
Sure.
what you said.
Sure.
I mean, if it's 50 miles to go, you're in a road race. They are doing the majority of the work.
Yeah.
They should be.
If it's 10K to go, it's a whole different deal.
Yeah.
Or even 20 miles to go. Getting kind of close, then it becomes more of a everybody's got about the same energy level. But if you're way out there, you're gonna pull every other time compared to that
You know what I'm going to add into this? That my tactic would be is I'm going to add in that I'm going to pay attention to those 3 teammates because one of them is going to be, and this is at the amateur level, one of them's going to be a selfish prick. And I want to see which one of this guys is the selfish prick that thinks he deserves to win the race. And that's the guy I'm going to mark.
Or it could be the guy that they're working for.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know.
One of them's going to be a little louder, a little bit more cocky, and that's my gamble. I'm going to bet on that. I might lose, but I'm going to bet on that. So if they start doing individual attacks, I might be more apt because it's a losing scenario. I mean, with 3-1,
Granted, you should already know who these guys are.
I mean,
community's not big enough.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
no, but if you're racing regularly, you already know who's the strong guy and who the guy they're working for. And all that.
Enter in that situation, if you're curious, is Hit Newsblot.
1994.
Ian Standard,
Yeah.
Ian Standard took on 3 quick step and won.
Yeah.
So that's actually just do the finish.
That's just embarrassing.
Didn't go over with
Patrick
Lefebvre.
Lefebvre?
No,
Yeah.
he didn't like that.
This might not feature to all of us, but second scenario, you cannot climb, and the race features one big climb at the finish. What's your tactic? How are you going to approach
the finish?
This one? Right at the finish.
Oh.
For example, the last
Like
stage
how big-
of the race we want to do in Oregon.
No, Baker City.
Baker City.
How big's this climb?
Big enough for you to be scared of it, that you know you're not going to come to the top of it victorious. What's your tactic?
I know I'm not a climber, so I don't even want to try and just like sit in, wait till it's not going to happen. No matter how much I sit in, when a big long like mountain climb, it's not going to happen. My gamble is to, work with those people who are GC ahead of me. So they have to work or get their team to work and do whatever they can, or let me out, or get a group of guys, try and organize a group of guys that would put some time. That's the only way. And then you just hang on for dear life going up the hill, because a big climb, I'm not going to, that's the only way I'm going to win. Well, it's like, that's how Wout won. That's how Eros Poli did over Mont Ventoux in the Tour also.
Yeah.
You just got a big lead.
Do
and
something stupid.
Yeah, you got it. You're not going to win.
No, Davey, you dumbbell. It's too early.
It kind of depends on what they know you're capable of. I mean, we're not talking World Tour stuff, so they
we're
know
talking
what they're capable
us.
But us. So I've only been in a few situations like this where I've never been a climber, but if I ride at the front on a climb, people tend to follow. Like if you're the one setting the pace, and it doesn't have to be like I can't sustain that pace, but the assertiveness of that is that people start to follow. Well, after, a couple miles of a climb, everybody starts to kind of hurt, maybe not equally, but the potential for like the bottom of the climb, everybody's kind of posturing, but if you are the one that's faking it, and that you kind of mentioned that in the very beginning, it's like, what cards could you? I've faked it and rode an entire climb to the top with nobody challenging it at my pace. And I'm thinking, these guys just they
served it up to you.
Yeah. I mean, now they may be well rested, and I'm at my limit at the top, but I'm there. The difference is them going to the front, and you're like,
destroy.
See you guys, and it's a very mental thing.
Yeah. Jackson?
I'd probably know that there's something at the end, and measure my efforts for the entire race, because I know that I can climb, but I'm not necessarily a pure climber. In like the normal sense of it. So I think it would be important to always be paying attention and follow the moves that seem important. But I'm never going to burn a match really. And then just keep with it at the end. And then if I feel like I can do something at the end, then I would. But I would maybe show my face at the wind twice.
Sure.
The entire time.
And a mountaintop finish. I mean,
yeah,
it's not going to work
I'm going
out.
suicide personally. I'm going full out, just like fuck it
from the gun.
I'm going. Yeah, probably. I would have to.
Kilometer 0.
Yeah,
Good.
well, not
From the
kilometer
base,
zero,
from
but,
the base. So
yeah.
you're talking like
I'd
Mount
be the
Spokane.
prick who
The
attacks in the
finish-
feed zone.
The finish at Mount Spokane.
Oh shit!
Okay, so at
I'd
what
go
point,
downtown Spokane, which is 20 some miles away. I'd
No,
have to.
But so during the Trust, we did 3 laps around Green Bluff,
I'd just
and
go.
then headed to the top of
I'd
Mount
go.
Spokane.
I'd go
Do
and
you
I'd drop
remember
out
I
around
pushed
Green
you
Bluff.
up? You
Fair
were going
enough.
up the
The
hill?
fuck no, I can't remember shit.
Yeah. We came down because I raced threes and you were in the pro.
I'm gonna
1,
have
so-
to. I'm gonna have to put our remaining scenarios to just one person, and we can agree or disagree based upon our own personal experiences.
Really?
Yeah, because we're just running out of time. You cannot sprint, and you are in a break in a crit with, let's say, 4 other people. 3 other people. That's a good size break for a crit. 4-person group. You cannot sprint. You know you're the weakest sprinter. Tactic.
It's never happened.
Jack Broadhead.
It's never happened.
If you can't sprint,
What's broken me?
your DI2.
I'm
your
pretending.
DI2 is
I'm
frozen.
pretending.
Your DI2 is
I'm in my
frozen and you're
small
stuck
ring.
in your small
I'm in my
ring.
small ring.
Yeah.
How about people you
Oh.
know that can out sprint you? You're in a break
Yeah.
with people that can out sprint
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
What would you do?
Like tomorrow.
Oh, that's. Oh, okay. Oh, I get it. No. Yeah. Real time. Current. Yeah. Early is always
Go early.
because late's not happening. So
Yeah.
early. When people who are sprinters know it's their time, 300 meters go.
Yeah.
A lap, a half lap to go. Half
going
lap
like
to
a
go.
K
You're
out.
going a lap and a half to go.
Okay.
I mean, that's your only chance.
Yeah. Anybody
I'm
else?
the same. It depends on the course. I'm not a good sprinter by any means, but
Fuck
I
you.
can hold it out for a
Full
long
of
time.
shit.
He
He's
can.
so self-deprecating.
he can be this
so
kid.
full
No.
of shit.
I'm not a true sprinter, but what I can do is
Yeah.
I know what I can do is 400 meters. I can hold that
Yeah.
intensity, and so I do shoot long, and I always look for.
Sorry.
What are you, 13?
He's sophomoric. Anyway,
Jackson's rolling his eyes.
I know.
Who's a parent here?
Yeah. But if it's a course, if it's a crit, I always pick a corner that's technical, or
Yeah.
I use like an uphill section, or I will use
Attack into a
headwind.
corner,
Yeah,
yeah.
where especially when you get to the last lap and there's a headwind, no one wants to be up front. That's when you launch. I mean, you got to go all in, and hopefully you don't get caught.
Yeah.
So that's how I've done it.
Jackson, you did not get your feed, and you're running low on fuel fast. You are in the front group in a road race. You know that you probably don't have enough fuel to get you through to the end. Do you fake it? Do you?
Hell, you go balls out. Like you just
You're a guns blazing guy. I love that.
well, because
What else are you gonna do? Right?
exactly. There's no other option
Yeah.
you have there except for just hope that you don't hit the wall.
Do you have
Really?
teammates?
you don't sit in. You don't sit in. You don't hold back.
So you see, of course, like I said before, you measure your effort just like what you see a low whoop
Sure.
number, you measure your effort. But that's the same as always. You don't burn a match. You maybe other people are doing 30-second pulls. You do a 15.
Sure.
Stuff like that. They still think you're working, but you're still keeping it under control.
Okay.
So you're out of everything, like water.
If you're out of everything,
Yeah,
and
you're dead.
teammates,
You're drained.
I'm drinking my own
teammates.
urine. I'll do whatever it takes.
Pissing in your own throat.
Yeah.
and teammates.
You don't ask anybody else, maybe?
Nope.
Anybody else on
No.
the break?
Nope.
No,
No,
you
no.
don't.
Uh,
Yeah.
Well, teammates.
Eddie
Yeah,
Beast.
yeah.
Eddie
I
Beast-
don't want, because then they're like, and if I'm
Yeah.
really suffering,
and they'll piss on their bottle. And
yeah, that's right.
Eddie B said that in his book. He said, pretend to keep drinking.
Yeah.
He says, just keep putting your bottle in your mouth.
Yeah.
Don't have a clear bottle.
You're right.
Pick of the day.
Yeah.
We had bottles that weren't
Yeah.
clear, and you would pretend to keep
You
drinking.
have to sit in. You have to.
Yeah.
I mean, there's guys that are allowed to stay around
Yeah.
to the bitter end that don't frickin' pull for 20 miles,
Yeah.
and they'll win a race.
Yeah.
I mean, so sometimes you got to go.
There's always one.
Do it dirty.
Yeah.
Dirty.
Yeah. A teammate is clearly chasing you down every time you attack.
Oh, I've been there.
Yeah. Same here.
God damn. I may as well go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
How do you handle that, Jack? How did
That's
you handle
afterwards.
that? Really?
Yeah. It's afterwards. You can't do it at the time.
Yeah.
Really? I see. I'd handle
So-
it right there. I'd go, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Well, yeah, that's a great. That's a. I mean, geez, that's time to change teams. I know.
Yeah.
It's not
Well,
a
group of
team.
guys.
It's really not a team anymore.
No.
You know?
Your strongest teammate crashes with 10K remaining in a big race or final stage of a stage race. The teammate who you guys had picked to win it, 10K remaining, final part of a big race or a final crucial moment of a stage race. How do you handle it? 10K. Do you drop back to chase him back up?
Absolutely. Somebody has to go back.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
You got to check in on him, whether it's a mechanical or whether he's not
and
feeling
it depends
good.
on what place you're in too.
Yeah.
But like
Yeah.
if there's 4 guys and you got, if you're
sitting
in like fucking 80th place,
Yeah.
you're gonna go
You're-
back and
yeah, the
do
lowest-
whatever you
yeah,
gotta
the
do.
lowest
You may as
one.
well finish
Yeah.
behind.
I don't know. Part of me is like, like, would I be the one, in the situation? Because we've talked so many instances about like I'm the one that like is usually there at the end.
Fucking divas.
Well, I know but like I think two possibilities is you drop you drop back and you see what you can do, or
Yeah.
you go to the front and you block.
Sure.
You try and like
yeah.
screw up every sort of pace line that possibly could be created. Those are the two things that came to mind.
That's an interesting
You
perspective.
attack.
What if you're the person that's supposed to win and you get dropped? How would you play that? Mechanically or
If I had
Either
some
way.
sort of I crashed with 10K to go, and I'm the person who's supposed to win.
crash, or you're starting to feel bad, doesn't
Oh,
matter.
that's different though. No, if I crashed and I knew I could get back up there because I'm feeling great, I would want teammates to drop back. But because we are amateurs and we're in a non-radio based world,
and non-pay scale. No pay.
yeah. I if I crashed and I knew I had no chance of getting back up, even if it was a stage race, I would suck it up and be okay with nobody dropping back. But that's the situation. If you're a protected rider in a stage race, even on the amateur level, if you crash, I would hope one person would drop back with you. How do you relay that information up to the front?
That's the
You don't.
problem. And I've been in those situations where you find out later so-and-so had a flat or something. And I've always looked back and kind of tailed off.
Yeah, you got to pay attention.
Yeah,
to
and
that.
then see if he's coming up. If you see he's progressing or he's not in sight,
Yeah.
then you try and slow it down. You don't be a total dickhead and get up to the front and slam the brakes.
Grab on brakes and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Yeah,
But
yeah.
you watch, and we had a situation where on my team with Travis Coleman, who was a great sprinter, who was leading in the series, and he got a flat, and that's all we could do. And he made it. He bridged up. Took him like 45 minutes to get.
Wow.
And he was blown.
He was done.
Yeah, because
yeah.
teammates, he had two
Worthless.
teammates drop back and try and bring him up on top of that, and then they blew, and then he was able to bridge.
Shit.
So, but he ended up getting third place. So,
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
that's what you have to
successful
do.
day.
I let him out.
Last tactical one before we do the fun bullshit end of the show, which is people actually tend to like. A person you truly can't stand, a person you would rather piss down their throat if their guts were on fire. You wouldn't even do that. Is the strongest person in a one-day race. How do you handle that situation? Jack leaves the room to go pee.
Because he thinks he's that guy.
He is the guy. Fuck that guy. I'm going to bury his ass.
So say it again.
A person you cannot stand, person you truly hate to the core, is the strongest person in a one-day race. How do you individually handle that situation? You don't have any teammates. Let's say you don't have any teammates.
I would try and find ways to disrupt, make him uncomfortable, like create
So not
small little
rateness-
gaps, make him close gaps.
Okay.
Not obvious. You want to make like you're blowing your nose.
Yeah.
That type of stuff. But nothing too drastic. Anytime he needs help, or if he's rotating through, you just kind of wait a little bit and let him kind of dangle out for a bit. It's like, you've got to make this guy work.
Sure.
And every time if you're in that rotation where he's coming back to get on the wheel, you kind of just slowly pick it up just a little bit so he has to sprint. You got to do all those small little
just
things.
those little digs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jackson, you don't hate anybody though, do you? You'd have a hard time answering this question.
Well, I don't hate anybody necessarily, but I do think people are really annoying. Like,
Okay.
specific people kind of rub me the wrong way. I mean, just like everybody else. But I think they're gonna do most of it because they're gonna know and they're gonna make sure that you know too.
Yeah.
And so with that, a lot of the times, what I've learned, what I've come to discover, is that the people that know that they're gonna win tell you that they're gonna win. They'll show you that they're gonna win, and with that, make them feel like they're gonna win. You know, pull faces, act like it's harder than it really is. And I mean, I guess that could fit me a little bit, the actor. Just, and then make it seem like they have so much more, because I would do all the things that Paul would do, just adding upon little fake things, because they're going to start hitting it harder if they see that you're pulling faces.
I'd hide.
I'd
reserve every single ounce of strength.
Tail gunner. You just hang out in the back.
Yeah. For that person. Just watching that person.
What if there's four-man break, right? There's a 4-man break, and you know this one guy.
I'd fade fatigue.
And you just have them pull. You just have them cut. You would just sit as tail gunner.
Every third or fourth rotation, sure. Yeah.
I did.
Oh,
listen,
you're back?
I did listen to this, but I didn't catch Paul's. But you know, in the different disciplines of, you know, crit in the U.S. or road racing or a hilly road race or whatever, it kind of depends on what your strengths and weaknesses are. But like, I've been in situations where if there's equals, and you know, I mean, you wouldn't like go to like you know, the tour where there's like potential 2 team captain number ones, but like, let's just say in a crit you got 2 guys, they are kind of at least riding at the same level at that time. I've been in the situation where I found myself in a break looking good and getting this person chasing the break, potentially bringing up a couple more, and a couple more, you know, and it's like, okay, I'm here with 3 guys, and you gotta be here. It's burning your soul to not be in. You got like FOMO. It's like, okay, wait a minute. Why don't you fucking wait till this fails? Not be the, okay, I gotta be a part of it. And that's where it starts feeling like you're not. It's not your chance. You're not getting your respect. You know, it should be like a different weekend, different winner. You know, are you still talking about the
guy you hate? Okay, no, because that's the question.
I don't hate anybody.
Oh Jesus! But let's say in this scenario, you're racing against somebody you hate.
But in that situation,
and whatever you do, you're not going to let that person win. No, just a person. You're racing against
this
person. See, you went to pee and you pissed your brain out.
Oh, pissed your brain right out.
I do get what he means, though. I originally at the beginning thought it was the teammate that you hate. You're working for.
Yeah. So it's a teammate. Okay.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. The one who's chasing you down.
Yeah. That hurts more than, like, if you're a competitor on a different team. I don't care. I'll fight. You know, we'll fight till the end or whatever, and then and you win or you lose. You know, it's your weekend or not. But it's when your own teammate is chasing you, then you're feeling like you're disrespected. Yeah, you know, because it's got to be a failed attempt before it becomes their chance to take advantage of. We've seen it in every pro race. You know? Yeah. So
let's finish with some fun, gentlemen. Brought to us by our friends at Untapped Maple. This is our good old version of yes, no, or hell no. Okay, your answers are yes, no, or hell no. This is our biases, etiquette, and safety edition, everybody. Okay, so I'm going to provide you all with a scenario, and you will answer. You can provide maybe 1-2 sentences tops defining your response. Okay, so I'm going everything. We're running the gamut here, all within the biases, etiquette, and safety edition. So the first one, I know how some of you are going to answer, so I'm going to start with Jackson. Indoor workouts in good weather. Jackson, yes, no, or hell no?
Hell no.
Hell no. Why?
I hate the trainer.
Okay. Good. Jack, Broadhead, yes, no, or hell no, indoor workouts in my mouth.
But I'd have to say, normally I'd say hell no, but I have to say yes because of time. I have found myself not able to take my bike off the trainer for the time savings. Like, I'm like, okay, I got an hour. I've got to go to work. I'll just get this out of the way. So, I mean, you know,
it's fair. I get it. I feel it.
It sucks and it hurts.
Yeah.
That's heroic music, man. So, Paul?
Outside of Jack's situation, hell no. Sell your bike. That's all you have to do.
See, I'm going to say yes because sometimes you get home when it's late in the day, and I don't want. By the time I find my kit, it's going to be darker. It's going to be late night.
That's a
time with
thing.
my wife.
A ride is
Yeah.
better than no ride.
Exactly.
Yeah.
A helmet other than black or white in color, Jackson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So you're okay with a color other
I
than
am.
black or white?
Yeah. I think there are a lot of colors out there that can be cool.
Yeah.
All right, Jack.
Yep.
Yeah.
No.
Paul, no. Not
Not
just,
a hell no,
you
because
just no.
some kits look good
mean,
they match.
Yeah.
But
you got to wear a pink
when you're an
helmet.
amateur, when you buy something that matches, you get on a different team and you got this freaking wrong color.
Yeah.
I wonder when there's
so
gonna
black
be a
and white always
purple-
works.
Purple kit, and they'll have to wear purple helmets. That'd be interesting.
That sounds like a giant
would be really-
live team of some sort. Yeah.
Oh, they do.
I am no. I am no. I'm not hell no, but I'm no. I agree. I think black or white should be the color. Yeah. And I'm not perfect. I've got I've got all over the place.
I know.
Riding without eyewear, without any type of glasses, Jackson.
I'm a contact wearer. No.
No.
Yeah.
Just no.
Yep. No
Yeah,
hat.
nope.
No helmet. No helmet. No glasses. No gloves. I've been wearing
same.
no gloves lately. For
Paul, you lie like a rug. You never wear glasses.
I know. I
Right.
never wear glasses.
Right.
And I
Oh,
never
you're
wear
no
gloves.
glasses.
No
glasses,
glasses.
no
Jackson
gloves.
was
No.
You were
to-
yes.
I was.
wearing
Yeah, 'cause of
riding
contacts.
without glasses is what I said. Riding
Yeah,
without
so I said-
glasses. He says
You said
no,
no
you
to that.
Yes,
wear glasses.
I say yes.
You say
Yes.
yes, ride without glasses.
I do.
Okay.
I don't sometimes, but I generally don't wear glasses.
Really?
I
Paul?
guess.
And you don't.
I
You
never
hardly
ride
ever
with-
do.
because I hate when sweat, like what happened to you on Seven
Yeah.
Hills, just and you got
in your
sweat on.
mouth?
I have
yeah.
to say this: if there
yeah.
were a hell yes, I would be a hell yes because my father
Yes,
always taught
you're-
me.
you're
It's
dead,
like
yeah.
I have no choice.
Yep.
It's like I feel naked without glasses on when I'm riding.
You look naked without your glasses.
Thank you. But do I look pretty? Jumping onto a group that passes you and you don't know any of them on a training ride. Jackson.
I've never done it, so I'm gonna say no.
No.
Sure.
Jack,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
jump
Oh,
on.
yeah,
You're the
I've
kind of
got
guy who'd be
talk.
like, "Hi,
Hey,
what's your
guys.
name?
What's
Yeah. Where you headed?
Yep.
Yeah.
Scooter and I did it last year.
You did.
Yeah,
Just
when we were
random people.
training. Yeah, well, it's Spokane. You know everybody on a bike.
Sure.
So yeah, it was the ODZ guys, and they were doing the loop.
But
for-
they
for
knew
this-
you.
I didn't know most of the
Oh,
guys
okay.
on there.
Okay.
No, we ended up catching them, and we caught them and we rode with them and talked to them a little bit, and then rode on.
You want to know something about me?
Never.
I am a hell no.
Why?
I feel uncomfortable around people I don't know, and I hate small talk.
You don't have to do small talk.
Just go hard.
Yeah, you just say those calves are pretty small. You sure you should be pedaling?
Yeah,
bike?
yeah,
Stuff like that.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
not small talk.
That's just
Hit him right.
That's
no.
degrading.
You,
Oh,
you
that's not
might
good.
not
Degradation.
know half the people you're talking to right now on the world.
Yeah,
Wide
how do
Web.
you do that?
Yeah. How do you-
because I can't see them.
this is all
Jack.
small
I get
talk.
it.
Oh.
See, the reason why I said no is because it's not because of the small talk. It's because
I'm a shy person in public.
as am I.
I am.
Yeah.
Seriously. Yeah.
Really?
I would just rather,
Yeah. You guys aren't. Yeah, you guys aren't. I am. Yeah.
both.
whenever I'm out on a solo ride, it's my own measured effort, and I don't need to measure it against others.
Yeah.
So
I've
if
been
I'm
on-
solo, that's how I am.
I've been on rides with people who jumped in with me, and I've made up excuses to go a different direction.
That's
You,
weird.
you
I
know,
think we've talked
I'm-
about this.
Yeah.
I'm listening to you.
It's
too.
like Super One when you're at the grocery store with him.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't
Yeah.
want to
Can't
talk
do
to the
that.
fucking grocery
Yeah,
store.
I got a text the other day. He goes, "Hi, I'm at Super One. I
He
never
said
saw him.
that?
Yeah,
But-
I never saw him.
Don't you also feel like
Did you go to Super One?
I was
then?
at Super One.
you
He
were
says,
at-
"Hi, I'm in Super One."
Yeah,
and
I,
he
just,
takes
I
off.
text him every time I'm at the grocery store.
Oh,
I just
yeah,
want to say
yeah.
hi. Yeah.
Hey, I'm here.
But also, don't you feel like if you're on your own training effort in your own in your own mentality, don't you think that you would rather spend that time making your gains rather than making social gains?
It depends on the workout.
Yeah,
It really
yeah.
depends on the workout. Like,
Yeah.
if you're out doing sprints, of course you're not going to
Yeah,
jump
no.
in there because you're doing a whole different game.
Yeah, you're gonna be backing off. They're gonna.
But
go
if you're in
away.
your last 20 miles of a long ride, what a great
Absolutely.
way to end the ride or the beginning
meet
of the
new
ride.
people.
What a great
I tell
way
you
to
what,
begin
our
the
trip
ride.
I've
to
made my
Belgium-
fucking friends. I'm telling you, it's hilarious.
My
I'm
trip-
surprised you have friends.
I don't.
I was going to say our trip to Belgium is going to be weird because there's a lot of people
a lot
on
of
bikes.
small talk.
See, that's
and
cool
a lot
because
of-
that's cool because you'll be there and you'll be the guy.
You're
and there's
his
a
security
language
blanket.
barrier.
I was about to say, we can't talk to him.
Yeah,
There's no
Jackson and I won't
possible
talk.
way.
Jackson and I won't talk. Yeah,
your
we'll just
security
let it go.
blanket.
Ah, that's a lot of weight on my
I'm going to
shoulders.
start with Paul on the next one because I know his answer. Drafting random cars.
I will do that from time to time. Kenny's seen it. That's
so
why.
you're a yes.
Yes, I
You're a
am.
yes.
I'm a yes, 100%.
You're a yes.
Yep.
Jackson.
Hell no.
I'm a hell no also.
Oh God.
Because I never know what that fucker's going to
But
do.
Well,
that,
you
that
look.
practices you up.
Yeah.
It keeps you on your toes.
So
Yeah.
You
keep
can
for
get-
not dying.
it keeps you on your toes until they go
What?
boom, immediately.
Yeah,
they-
they
but-
freak
but
out.
that's
They
how the
look at
pack
you and
works.
they're
That's
looking
how
at
the
their
crit
phone.
works.
Yeah.
No,
No
a crit
way
does
in
not work
hell.
that way.
Yes, somebody
Yes, it
crashes
does.
in front of you. You fucking.
God.
Yeah.
You
I
have
agree.
a choice.
I agree with Jack.
But let's
Yeah.
be real here, though. Are you crashing into a person or are you crashing into a multiple
Multiple
ton vehicle?
Wait,
But
there's no
when you smack
tonnage
the
when you
paint-
hit the back of
Yeah.
a vehicle. There's no tonnage
No.
involved.
It's
you're
the
hitting
impact,
You're
yeah.
hitting a wall. You're hitting a whatever.
I think
if
it's
your
different.
eyes aren't on
Human
that
being
person,
is not the same as hitting a wall, though. I mean,
It-
you hit a
you
human
see
being, they're
guys
going to
that flip
give.
over. I've hit a car.
There's
but,
also
I have too.
Yeah, I know.
There's also such a greater draft off of a
I
car.
must have
At
been
such
the
a
only-
you go
higher.
so much faster.
I must
Yes.
have been the only
Think
one that
about
learned from the experience of hitting a car, Jack, because I hit a
did
car
too.
and I don't want to do it anymore.
Me
You hit a
too.
car and you're like, whatever.
I,
It's bound to happen
Well,
sometime.
I've never. You know what? I've never hit the back of nothing, like Egan Burnell. I've
Driven right into the back of it.
I have been crossed in front of by a car and hit it,
Oh,
and that was
okay.
bad.
Yeah.
But I've never
I
hit the back of a car.
Nothing. I hit the back of a car.
I've
No,
never hit the
hit-
back of a bike.
I've
never hit the back
tons.
of a
I've
bike.
got my collarbones not attached because I hit the back of a bike.
I guess I have just fucking flash.
How about
reflex.
flipping off
Well,
a
there was a-
driver? Flipping off another driver.
Well, I didn't get to answer the
draw.
last one.
Well, you aren't supposed to.
Oh, yeah, you
Anyway.
did.
I do it.
You
but
draft
the
off
thing
cars.
is
He
you,
wants
you
more.
keep an eye. You keep an eye on
Yeah.
the driver.
Oh, yeah,
If they
then
hit the
when she-
brakes,
yep.
they're not happy. That's not a good
Yeah,
situation.
yeah,
You
yeah,
back off.
yeah.
But some people are like, you see the
Some
little
people
kids
are
turn
looking-
around
they're
and they're
look-
like,
And
They
they're
think it's
and
cool.
if the driver's looking in their rearview
Yep,
mirror,
back
you've
off.
got. But if they're doing if they're
So
going
if the
along
driver
with it,
sees you, you
tell.
back off.
You can tell. No, if you can tell that they're into it,
Yeah.
you can go
Yep.
on.
If the
That is
driver's
correct.
making a TikTok, you stay with him.
No, that's a whole new ball.
check
game. I
this
don't know
shit
about
out.
that. Yeah.
I'm going to slam the brakes on.
Kill this old fucker.
Yeah.
Flipping off a driver, yes, no, or hell no. Paul,
Hell no.
no,
Never.
hell no. Jack,
I have.
you probably will
I
tomorrow.
probably will tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're a yes.
Yeah.
Jackson?
Sure.
You don't know what
I've
they
got to
can do.
admit, I want to say no, but I've done it, so I can't.
I
So,
usually wave. I mean, I'm
I-
more of
I
a
wave,
I'm
yeah.
more of a like patronize them than
Yeah.
I am
Yeah.
piss them off. But
Yeah. How about yelling at a random person, a pedestrian, a driver, other cyclists, a scooter rider going along the side of the road? Jackson's got to think about it.
Oh no, I don't have to think
Okay,
about
you
it.
want to think about it. Okay.
This is something that makes me really, really like physically upset because I think that like when we were, well, doesn't matter, but
Yeah.
if you see somebody and you don't agree with something, or if anything, and you choose to not patronize them, but you choose to pick them out in public, that is never okay to me. They don't affect you, and you don't know what the rest of their day is going to look like after that.
And if they get behind the wheel of a car and run over somebody you know.
cyclist.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because that to me, and this word is overused, is bullying. You never, ever, ever, ever do that. That is shitty to me.
Are you talking about being the aggressor?
Yes.
or
Yelling
the
at a
aggressor?
random
You
bike.
never
Like
yell.
somebody does something dumb, you don't chase them down and beat them up about it. But if somebody is on the offense to you, what would you do?
If somebody's yelling at me,
If somebody tries to run you off the road, or
Yeah,
if
I'd
somebody's
yell
trying to-
back. Yeah.
well, in my opinion, I'm leaving it alone. If they're gonna try and run me off the road, what is me yelling gonna help with? They're just gonna run another one of us off the road.
Yeah.
If you
I
yell at them,
agree.
it's going to make them way
agree,
more
100%.
mad.
Yeah.
We're 90 minutes into the show. I'm going to let Jackson win that one. Jackson
Sorry.
gets that one. No, Jackson gets that one. I think we could all
Heart's
agree with
racing.
Jackson.
I mean,
on that
I
one.
do agree.
That's
a
a hell no
that's
to that extent, right? Phone on your handlebars, Paul Main.
No.
No.
Lame.
Hell no.
Stupid.
I believe
Hell
that's a
no.
hell no.
That's
Jack?
dumb.
Hell
Lame. Hell no.
Depends.
no. Oh, shit.
Depends on how much information you need.
Commuting is different.
Oh, okay. Okay. Commuting. I could see that.
What about bike packing? Are you gonna have your phone on your?
I am not.
handlebar?
I'm gonna make sure I
Because
have an extra
your
battery.
Wahoo has
Yeah,
like,
Wahoo has a
Yeah.
better battery than my phone does.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, maximum amount of items on your handlebars. Could you guys give me a number?
But
1,
you can
2,
watch
3,
the
4,
tour
5?
while you're
0.
That's true.
Nothing.
Paul, 0. You don't do any. You've
Nothing.
never done any.
No, never.
Yeah.
Get it off.
Jackson. Yeah, 2.
2.
Computer,
And then a bar bag if needed.
bar bag.
It depends on the season.
You put a
might-
bell.
Well, it depends on the
A
season.
fender's
Your
not on
winter
your
bike-
handlebars.
No, your winter bike you'd have a bell, a flashing light or a light, the odometer, or your computer, maybe a heart rate monitor.
That's in the computer now.
Yeah.
They make they
They're
put
all
them
all
the
in one?
now. You
Yeah.
wouldn't know
Yeah, I
that.
believe
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
anyway, at least 3 in the winter. I got none on my current
See,
bike.
I'm computer for sure. Probably a flashing light. And then
Yeah.
I'm the guy who thinks about a GoPro.
Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah,
probably
true.
up to 3.
Yeah.
A handlebar bag, I don't count.
You once
I don't
had a
count that as
GoPro on
being
your
any
bike?
Then
handlebars.
I
count
GoPro.
that as
I
a
have
GoPro.
a set 30.
But you once had a GoPro on your bike?
30.
Oh, only for the show.
Oh,
Last one, a beer before a ride or big workout. I know what Jackson's response is going to be.
I mean, hell no.
No, hell no.
Yeah.
Yeah. A beer before a big ride.
No.
Yeah, I'm not one of them either.
Just no or hell
No.
no?
Well, I think I could find myself in a position.
Well, like, but like,
all right.
Yeah.
he's like a big ride, or just like
Big
hey, we're
workout.
gonna-
I have
Big
rider.
workout, no.
Big
Hell
ride.
no.
That
Hell
doesn't
no.
make sense.
No.
Hell no.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm hell no.
If it's
too.
a 20 miler and you ran into a friend and say, "Hey, want to
Yeah.
grab a beer?" Yeah,
The beer's
then I'll
more
go for a
important
ride.
than the
Yeah.
20-mile
Yeah,
ride.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We're all on the same page with that one, except Jackson.
Except Jack.
'cause
Yeah, that's just not going to happen.
he can't. He doesn't drink beer anyway. He drinks cider with us. So yeah. So all right. Listener, let us know what you think. Let us know your opinions on all this stuff, especially your tactical improvements. And if you take any of our advice, do not take it to heart if it fails miserably, because you're not us, damn it. And you should be okay with that, I guess. You know,
And
be
we
okay
don't know
within
dick.
yourself. Yeah, we don't know dick. Except our Flanders picks, right? The rides around Flanders, which are going to happen starting this time tomorrow. And we're all going to keep, I guess, all these printouts around us. Jack finally broke free of them and handed them to me. It's the first time I've seen his eyes since the podcast started.
Bullshit.
Gentlemen, thank you once again for being a part of the panel. Jackson,
you.
thanks. Jack, thanks, man.
Thanks.
Paulie,
Thanks,
for
Pat.
being
Yeah.
here.